Greetings. I just wanted to share a few thoughts about our week 4 journal, which really, in essence, is kind of a mini version of our final essay because you're being asked to select a poem and write an essay of 4 paragraphs that explores the theme of the poem and supports your argument as to what the theme is by choosing 2 literary elements and discussing them in some detail and giving specific evidence, quoting specific text from the poems to support your point of view. So just let's take a quick look at the requirements, which each paragraph should be 2 to 3 sentences. And really, honestly, 2 sentences is pretty short. I would recommend trying to at least write 3 sentences. And that includes in the introduction, identifying the theme and the literary elements, and give us a little perspective on the poem. Give us a little bit, let us understand what the poem is about a little bit beyond just the theme. The theme is about death, or the theme is about celebration of life, and tell us a little bit why, and perhaps your identification to the poem. And then choose 2 literary elements, and each literary element is going to be explored in its own paragraph by beginning with a topic sentence that says, everything, that the poem, The World Ends Here, is about the joy of life and the cycle of life and death. And that is supported by the imagery that is used throughout the poem. For example, one of the images used, and you'd explain it. And then in the conclusion, it says, briefly discuss how these elements help to establish the meaning. Tell us how your recognition of those elements increased or supported your understanding of the poem. So be sure to take a quick look at the rubric itself, which shows that 30% is for the introduction, and 30% for the body paragraphs, and 30% for the conclusion. Now, as we're doing it, I just want to share one other quick thing, and that is when we talk about literary elements, and I'll include this sheet, you should have it, but I'll include it with the video here. But some of the elements, and this handout is quite comprehensive. It talks about elements of fiction, but towards the end, it focuses a little bit more on poetry. So we have theme, we have style, we have imagery, which is how things appeal to the senses. In poetry, we talk about the use of figurative language, personification, simile, metaphor. Additionally, we have the devices of sound. And in poetry, we can talk about maybe the rhythm is something. In The Raven, it is the rhythm that supports some of the eeriness. Quoth the raven, nevermore. It is this beating, like bum ba dum ba dum ba dum. That rhythm is part of the eeriness or the darkness of that poem. And then additionally, we talk about rhyme and assonance. Other literary elements that might be recognized in your poems and support your ideas are hyperbole, allusion, symbols, and point of view. So it's just a quick overview of this week's assignment, and I hope it's helpful. And I want to remind you to contact me if you have any questions or need any help. And I am really very proud of you all and very appreciative of how hard everyone is working and getting their work in on time. And I hope that if you need additional help, or if my comments maybe aren't as clear as they could be, or you need more feedback, particularly as we go into the outline next week and then the final essay, that you'll feel free to contact me, because I'm here to help. And everyone have a great week.